Hello, welcome to another of these 7-minute sofa yoga sessions. You can't tell me you haven't got time for a quick stretch, flex, twist, activating and engaging your body for your benefit while you're on the sofa. There's absolutely no excuse. And today we're going to look at joints, particularly our lower limb joints, our ankles, knees, and then our hips. And we're just going to get to grips with the movement in them and to ensure that we're doing it correctly. So let's get started. Sit in your sofa, nice and comfortable. Lift up through your torso. Remember, we avoid collapsing into a bit of a rounded shouldered, ribs into the belly. We want to reverse out of that and lift ourselves up, elevate, rise, all those things that are good for you, especially internally. Lets the oxygen get to all those deep, dark places that may have been missing out for many years even. And then we're going to grab hold of our leg. Let's take our right one to begin with. Now, if you cannot reach your own foot, then to begin with, maybe get your partner, your lover, your friend to assist. You can do this together. There are ways and means. So we're going to get our foot in our hand, our left hand, and we're just going to get used to now thinking about our hip joint and moving it. This simple movement, and if you've got a friend, they'll be holding your foot there, pushing it backwards and forwards very gently. You'll be bringing mobility to your hip. Recognise this movement is your knee. This movement is your ankle joint. So we've got ankle doing the movement, knee joint, hip. And once you can differentiate between these three, when it comes down to making your yoga movements, as you move off the sofa or any movements in daily life, you'll know which part of your body you are mobilising, you are making use of first and foremost. Now, to loosen up our hip even more, because as we progress on the sofa, we're going to do many more practices with opening up our hips and being able to do all sorts of twists and turns and flexions, really getting some good mobility, suppleness and flexibility. So as we progress, all of these lower versions, these preliminary start-up positions will come into much more use. So to begin with, just sitting on your sofa, watching that square thing in front of you. Doing this is going to progress forward to increase your flexibility. From here, if you can, you're going to draw the foot in towards you and you're going to cradle the foot and then cradle round the knee. And this is called rocking the baby. And you simply rock the arms backwards and forwards. Now, you may not reach this stage for days, weeks or months, but by doing this, when you're on the sofa, it's going to start the process. So release that leg down, breathe in, draw up through the trunk of your body, lift up, create space. Remember, every breath in, inspiration is elevation, lift, upward, uprising. Every breath out is surrender, letting go. Not collapsing, just letting go. Let's go on the other side. So bring your foot into your hand, give it a bit of a wipe if you've been treading around on the floorboards. Get your friend possibly to hold on to that foot for you in the first instance. And backwards and forwards. This is now mobilising your left hip. This is your knee joint. Your knee is now making the movement. And this is your ankle joint making the movement. And all of them are very beneficial to keeping nice and supple. And you've got the time to do it whilst you're sitting on the sofa. So see if you can cradle that left foot in your right arm and your left arm comes round to connect, and to keep both hemispheres of our brain astute. Whichever link of fingers you had on the opposite side, just change and put the opposite index finger on top. And then just a gentle movement forwards and backwards, forwards and backwards. Small little movement. And then going back to the lower level. Just doing this, you might have to bear with this one for quite a few practices. And then release. Because we all know by now it's patience, practice and perseverance that is going to lead to greater mobility. And in the long run, that really is going to help. It's going to give you a sense of well-being and a sense of responsibility to the self, that you're taking good care of all the joints in your body. They were the lower leg joints, ankles, knees, hips. We're going to have a look at the arm joints, the upper body joints in our next 7 minutes sofa yoga session. So we'll see you again soon.